Hey everyone, thanks for joining me today. I'm Twitch TV's Tempered Chaos. Find me on Instagram, Twitter, and here on YouTube, of course, as the Nor You Know. You're diving right into the How to Get Started Streaming series, more specifically episode 2. For those that joined me on episode 1, we talked high level about why to get started streaming, and we talked a little bit about gear details. What followed after that video was a few people reached out to me wondering my advice on their specific setup, and so since this is community-inspired content, I decided to take episode 2 in a different direction. So today we're going to be focusing on budgets and gear details. Okay, so I know when you hear the word budgets, you're like, really? We're going back to basics? Yeah, we're going back to basics because sometimes the best school is old school, right? So streamers come from all types of areas in life. Some of us are students, some of us are teachers, some of us work full-time, some of us work part-time, some of us have families. The reason I bring all this up is because your specific situation is going to be unique to you, and that's also going to probably determine what kind of budget that you've got to play with, right? Ask yourself questions like, where am I today? Where will I be in 30 days? And maybe if I save up, what's going to happen in 3 months? What's important to understand is that you need to place yourself in a situation where you can adapt to whatever change comes your way in terms of getting your stuff set up. All right, so you ask yourself the right questions and you figured out what kind of budget you have. Either it's what you've got saved, or it's what you're gonna save, or what you want to spend, or a limit that you've set for yourself. Either which way, you know the answer. So now, how do you figure out where to spend that cash? Okay, so there's about 2-ish ways that you can quickly do that, right? So either depending on the product, what's most important to what's least important in your eyes in terms of the setup, or you can take a look at it from a financial perspective and say, okay, this is what's most expensive to what's least expensive, or switch that up. If you want to be extra special, I'll say, then you can look at kind of putting that in a matrix and applying a certain weight, right? So this is what's most important, this is what's least important, but then I can cross-reference that with what's most budget-friendly, cross what's least budget-friendly. And then you can look to put yourself in a situation where you can action that. Okay, so here's where the magic really happens. So pay attention because this is the logistical part. So if you remember in episode 1, I listed out what I had from a gear perspective for my particular setup. So what I'm gonna do for you all today to try to make this a little bit easier is I'm gonna include links, details, and dollar amounts below the video and text description. What you're gonna do is you're gonna listen to the rest of this video and you're gonna couple that audio with what you find below, and hopefully that'll give you a jump start into getting your particular setup set up. And I say hopefully because the reality is there are thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of products out there. I obviously can't review all of them or advise you on all of them. You're gonna have to do your own research and figure out what's right, but you guys can always feel free to ask questions below the video and maybe I can help you out, or join the Discord there and maybe we can chat about it. But this will get you a good area to start off from. All right, so let's start talking about our first product. So in true fashion, I'm a console gamer again, so we're gonna talk about the Microsoft Xbox One S versus the Sony PlayStation 4. Both great consoles, it just depends on which games you like to play and which you like better for an online service. Something tells me this is one of those easier decisions because you probably know which one you already want or which one you already game on. So next up on our list is a gaming headset. I'm a sucker for Astros personally, so down on the list below, what you're gonna find is the Astro A50s with the mix amp, always an advisement from my end. That's the wired version. The Astro A50s with the built-in mix amp into the ear cups, that's the wireless version if you like hands-free everything. And for those that still swear by Turtle Beach, I personally used to be a fan of them, and they can do some things right, I think. I've thrown in the Stealth 700 headset, which is considerably cheaper than both of the aforementioned headsets. All right, so next on our list is going to be a capture card. What are you recording? What are you outputting? What kind of resolution do you need? Are you looking for something like 1080p and 60 frames per second? Or are you looking to step up a little bit to something like 4K? Currently, my choice for a capture card is the Elgato Hd60 S. That is the upgraded version from the HD60, but it is not quite the HD60 S Plus. That'll get you a bit more functionality, and obviously it'll be slightly more expensive than you have. If you're not looking for either of those, you can probably do an alternative such as the Razer Ripsaw, and that's gonna get the job done for you. Should be a little bit cheaper in price and shouldn't sacrifice functionality all that much. Okay, so next up on our list is going to be a webcam, which actually should be an easy choice because God only knows why they haven't upgraded webcam technology in who knows how long. So webcam is going to be dependent on what it is that you want out of them, what kind of lighting situation that you have. Are you looking for a mic, a privacy cover, etc., etc.? All that aside, there's two of them that I'd probably recommend, because when you think about webcams, you probably are thinking Logitech, and if you're not, well, now you are. So there's the C922, which I think is a great option, 1080p at 30 frames per second, and it should come in a little bit cheaper at $99, although the state of the union right now may have hiked up those prices. If that's not enough for you and you're looking to try something a little bit bigger in resolution and functionality, you can try the Logitech Brio. That'll give you 1080p at 60 frames per second, or 4K at 30 frames per second. And if that's what you go with, I look forward to seeing the pores on your face, and hopefully you game well under pressure because that stress will show. Okay, so before we go any further, remember I told you all that I would make these episodes short and sweet, bite size, and straight to the point. So there's a few items that keep me from staying true to my word. So what we're actually gonna do is we're gonna end this video here, and we're gonna call this part 1 of episode 2. So in the next part 2, which will conclude episode 2, we'll focus on computers, displays, and everything that surrounds that. So catch me then. I hope you enjoyed at least this first half of episode 2. Remember to like and subscribe to this video. You can always find me on Twitch at Tempered Chaos. Find me on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube at The Nor You Know. Go ahead and join the Discord at your leisure, and we can chat there further about what you're looking for to get started as a streamer. Thanks again, and until next time.